Hope you did your homework. We've been waiting on this all week. So this is not a tarot reading. This is something that you're participating in, but it is directed at the Innocence Project that represents Darlie Routier. And the reason is because I believe wholeheartedly that what I'm about to show you will bring serious question, serious doubt that Darlie had anything to do with the murder of her own children, but rather the other individual, her husband, Darin, is who I personally believe is responsible for the death of the children. Now, this case goes back with me in the sense that I had been doing the RD channel, Rubber Ducky channel, for 5 years. And it was always Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey, and I was wholeheartedly on board and still am that they are wrongfully convicted. When someone sent me just a news article on Darlie Routier. And in that article, it showed something that I personally recognized. And I was like, how in the hell has this been missed? Then I did some deep dive, and I'm going to show you and walk you through all of it. So I want to welcome everybody to a live chat. This is unlike anything I've ever done on this channel. However, this is basically what I did always with the Steve Avery case, is I would take things, look at it from my perspective, and question everything. Pay close attention. Do the analytical research. Now, who is Darlie Routier, or Rooter, or Router? However you choose to say it, everybody says it different, I assure you. Now, Darlie was high school sweethearts with Darin Routier. And they got married, and they had 3 children. 3 children were in the home the night that 2 of them were notoriously taken. And I say notoriously, like infamously. It's the worst case I can't even imagine. So the boys, trigger warning, were stabbed to death in the living room while they slept. Okay, there is so much to this case, and I've got to try to stay focused. The Innocent Project knows the details of the case. I'm just going to give you a very brief skim of the water, like we're going to skip a rock across the entire lake of the Routier case. The 3 children are Devin, Damon, and Drake. Drake is a baby. He is upstairs sleeping in the master bedroom with Darin, the father. Darlie and Darin are the parents of all 3 children. This is their only marriage. The baby Drake, I believe, is under 1, but do your own research on all of this. I'm just going to show you, walk you through how I got to where I know personally Darlie is 1,000% innocent. There's no doubt in my mind. After this is over, I have another live scheduled that we can come together just like this, and we can review the documents together. You can ask me to go back and look at things. You can talk about the case. We're also going to do our triple giveaway for Friday, which is a 3-minute reading. We're going to give away a pendulum, and we're going to give away a deck of tarot cards. Just so you know, that's all going to happen in the next video. This is done from the point I'm going to say, okay, here we go, where I'll edit everything preceding it, and I will be talking directly to wrongful conviction, Innocence Project people. okay? Because this is the video going to them. All right, so welcome Lorna, Kayla, Pez, Gypsy Rose, everybody. I thank you all for being here. I'm going to focus on talking this case through. I'm going to give a brief summary. So Darlie is serving a life sentence for the murder of Devin and Damon. And I might even have the two boys' names wrong. If I do, I humbly apologize. What I'm about to show you, it doesn't matter what you know about the case. It's about the actual evidential photos, okay? So she is facing the death sentence. It's in Texas. This is her, I guess about 20 years ago, 15 years ago, somewhere in there maybe. I don't know for sure. I just grabbed a screenshot. This is the home right here that it took place in. As you can see, this has got pillared doors. This is not a cheap home. This isn't this isn't your back alley kind of like everybody's doing drugs and da-da-da-da. Darin worked for the government. He worked on computers, okay? Now, I made this so long ago and never finished it because it ended up being the Routier case divided the RD research team. Everybody but me wanted to stay on Steve Avery only, exclusively. I was ready to take on other cases. When I tried to tackle this case, they didn't even want to hear what I had to say. They felt like because this case is so extensive and you have to know it backward and forward, that I would lose credibility in touching this case. But I won't, and you'll see why. These are the two precious little boys, little freckles. This is just before they're taken. This is Damon and Devin. That's interesting. I don't know why, but I've never noticed that. Okay, I think it's an airplane. Anyway, you know how it is when you're in rabbit holes. Let's keep going. So, I'm going to be jumping around like crazy. Bear with me. Want to show you some things. And I don't have this. It's not as beautiful as our lovely Grizzly would have. Everything broke down in this PowerPoint, ready to roll, and so forth, okay? So the first thing I want to show you is the extensive bruising, and we're going to open up a few more pictures, which means we're going to wait on the computer to not be slow, which it's been terrible. Here we go. Give me a moment. I'm letting you look at this. Look at the severe bruising on the back side of this. Are you truly seeing how purple, almost black some of that bruising is on the back side of her arm? So that usually doesn't show up instantaneously. It shows up within time. It's from a fall or impact, I should say, with a solid surface. So in nursing homes, when people fall and they hit that hard gesso floor, you won't necessarily see anything but redness, if anything. But give it 3-4 days, and oh my God, it can look like a severe automobile accident. All right, let's go into my Avery files, and we'll just click this Darlie Routier, or however you say it. Like I say, when I research a case, I do a very thorough job. So we're just, so you understand, whether you understand the case or not isn't really going to matter, but what I'm showing you will. So I should have grabbed a few of these, but we'll come back and grab more. Give it a minute to pop up. Like I said, the computer is terrible. Do you see this bruising? I'm not trying to laugh. I'm saying it's absurd bruising. It goes all across the wrist. It goes across the back of the arm. Can you see where it hit, where she hit? Right? So Darlie is missing time. She's completely missing time. She claims she went and laid down on the couch, the boys on the floor, baby upstairs with Darin, the husband. She laid in the living room, adjacent to the kitchen. She claims she awoke and there was a man on top of her. They did not, as far as I know, introduce the rape kit or even any of that to her trial, okay? So she's not sure what took place. She's kind of groggy, which, if you really research this case, it could literally be the fact, it could be the fact, I have to plug in the other phone, hold on, that we have a wine glass that got shattered, wasn't tested. It, you know, her husband gave her wine right before she can't remember nothing. So if you really think about it, he's into steroids and all kinds of stuff, wrestling. How hard would it be for him to get something? I'm just saying. People get drugs every day. That's how they get used, right? So she lays down on the couch. She wakes up. This guy's on top of her. She's in a daze. She's in a fog. She doesn't even understand what is happening. And she begins to follow this individual. She reports, key point, that one of the boys says something directly behind her. Now, key element. That is what they used in trial to say that she was lying about this, because they could not have made a sound. They're dead on the living room floor. Not if you walk the walk. So then she somehow is missing some time, literally has no recollection. As she follows this man towards the garage or whatever, there's a scuffle. This is where everything I'm about to show you is where she truly got the bruises. Now, prosecution says no scuffle. She made that shit up. No, she didn't. She didn't. You're not going to do this on your own. This takes a hard impact to get this kind of bruising. And do you see how complete the bruising is? I'm just showing y'all, right? Let's get a few more pictures so you wake up to understand she did not kill her children, in my opinion. And let's look at another wound. All right. So there was a diary where she was having postpartum depression signs, in my opinion. It was a lot of woe is me. And they used that to say that this was all suicide and she took her boy's life. All right, so this is a stab wound right here on her right arm, which means, y'all, that being right-handed, she would have to take her left hand and stab her right arm or cut it, right? Now, there's not that much meat that's right in that area because it's not on the top up here where the muscle is. It's actually on the side. And if you reach over to your elbow, walk it up, you can feel that bone, right? Well, the knife goes to the bone. All right, let's continue. Let's get a few more pictures. Maybe I'll open up quite a few all of a sudden. I just want to stay on the focus because the marking on her body is what's going to show you. Get ready. Now, trigger warning. Trigger warning. I'm about to show you absurdly detailed evidential pictures. They are brutal. If you can't handle it, I ask you to tune out now and tune in at another reading, at another time. Oh, I only grabbed one again. So here's the thing. In this scuffle, Darlie gets cut. In the scuffle that never happened, according to prosecution, Darlie gets cut within a hair on your head of her carotid artery, her jugular. She was literally a micro hair away from bleeding out within seconds. As you can see, not only does the knife go this way and continue down into her armpit, a very slashing motion, right? Again, guess what hand she has to use? Her left. Do you see this bruising under her chin? That's not all shadow. That's bruising. What'd that come from? Well, we're going to find out in a minute. All right, let's go ahead. Open another picture. I want you to truly understand this, because when we're done, you're going to be like, oh my God. And I'm about to grab your attention, and you'll truly understand the nature of how severe her injuries were. Let's grab that one, that one, that one. So you saw that one. We're going to see those. We'll get others in a little bit. We'll just grab those 3 for now. This is the other arm. And do you see the severe black bruising? It's almost as if her wrist slapped onto that ground, right? Let's get rid of this. I got so much going on wrong with this computer. It's like opening windows and won't let them go. Like that little window won't close at all. I don't even know. We got to get one new soon. All right. So you've seen this picture. This is that arm. This is a different picture. Okay. Look at this. Look how severe the bruising is. How long the bruising is. And you can see more bruising underneath here. You can see her neck is cut. This poor woman. She's been brutally attacked. Brutally attacked. Just makes you sick. All right. Now, let's talk about some of this. All right, get your thinking caps on. Hi, Jeff. Hi, James Wood. Here we go. Blunt force pattern injuries. Contusions. Remember, she's missing time. The most common blunt force injury is the contusion or bruise. Other manifestations of blunt force trauma to the skin are the abrasion and the laceration. With sufficient force, the offending weapon, whose shape or configuration is unique, will stamp a mirror image of itself on the skin. Examples commonly seen in victims of assault, domestic violence, and child abuse include slap marks from the hand with digits delineated, looped or flat contusions from a belt or cord, contusions from fingertip pressure, scratches from fingernails, parallel contusions from contact with a linear object, such like a baseball bat. Contusions, now pay attention, y'all, contusions from the heels and soles of shoes. And I could go on and on and on. But I want you to really focus on this part right here. Examples commonly seen in victims of assault, domestic violence, and child abuse include contusions from the heels and soles of shoes. Let's reread this part. With sufficient force, the offending weapon, whose shape or configuration is unique, will stamp a mirror image of itself on the skin. So, here's an example. This person was assaulted and stomped on. This person had fingers wrapped around their esophagus. That, my lovelies, is the tread of a sole of a shoe on this person's, let's see, I think it's his clavicle. Maybe they don't say, but it looks like his clavicle. His neck bone goes up here, whatever. Okay? Right there. Shoe print. So I was like, you know, looking at Darlie. And this was the first picture. Now, these are blurry because I had to take them and blow them up. But I was like, holy shit. That's a shoe print. That is a damn shoe print. I'll bet you money. Then I was like, wait a minute. These are shoe prints. I'm like, these are damn shoe prints is what I was thinking the whole time. I'm like, so this intruder broke in, and when they attacked Darlie before the boys were murdered and left her with one of the knives, they beat the hell out of her, and she doesn't remember. She's got all this. So I was like, are there any shoes in this damn trial? Right? Are there any, like, evidentiary shoes in this file? Well, let's go find out. Let's see. I know where I got them. I just want to see if I've already brought them up. Maybe not. Let's go into these pictures. Well, I saved every one of the files, and I'll be damned. I found the shoe. And guess what? Let's see, where's the front door? I gotta find the picture. Well, here's the shoe. Let me find the front door picture. Because by the front door was a pair of these shoes. And they're very unique shoes. They're not just any normal shoes. They're very expensive shoes. And they were vintage at the time. They weren't available at the market to just go buy them. You had to buy them through somebody that had held on to these shoes. And I was looking at this shoe. And I was like, I wonder how I could get a copy of the sole of this shoe. You see the shoe? There's left and there's right. We'll take them both, okay? Okay, we're going to insert them into this and let you see the shoe. All right. Hold on. So this is their crappy pictures, and this is actual evidential pictures, right? There's the shoe. And I'm like, damn, I just want to know the sole of that shoe, right? So I looked this shoe up on eBay, and I found it. And they were selling a pair like this. And I said, can you send me a picture of the sole of that shoe? And the guy sent me this. See this triangle? See these dots? See this tread and this tread? Let's just pick one. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Here? All right. Here's the wound. You can see it. I've used blue to highlight the area of the shape here. These happen to be her husband's shoes. So here's the deal. When I take it, I'm going to take it behind this picture. See, I've made this picture translucent so you can see through it. So let me show you what it looks like when it doesn't have transparency on. It's bright red. There's no denying the marks. You can even see this little V right here. Do you see this V? Let me see if I can insert a drawing. Can we do that on here? Chart. I just want to draw. Draw. I like to draw. Let's take this red marker. All right? I'm going to follow. I want you to see where I'm drawing. Here to here. Do you see that? Let's color it yellow. Can I click on it and color it? No, it has to be that color. All right, let me change it. Let's undo it. Let's change it. We're going to go to this golden color. Again, watch the mark. You see the mark? Do you see this mark? And this mark? And this mark? And this mark? That one, and that one, and that one. Do you see that? Okay, let me get out of drawing. Now, remember, I'm going to take the shoe, the sole of the shoe. Remember the shoe? See right here? So in order to get this piece of the shoe, all I'm doing is turning it this way, right? And cutting it down to be about there, right? And then double click it and remove the background. And let's see, we'll keep this part right here so we can prove our point. And let's get rid of this part so you can still see the skin. Oh, there's so much more, all right? Same thing, right? All right, same shape, everything. Now, let's get this picture translucent. We'll go about like that. You can see, well, maybe that's too light. Let's go in the middle. Okay, watch the shoe print. Do you see what I see? You could even turn the heel a little bit more. Do you see what I see? Anybody seeing what I see? Okay. All right, hold on. Now, this is y'all, this is the husband's damn shoe on this woman. And she obviously didn't step on her own damn arm. Now, I'm going to get hot in this case because I lost my channel. I lost my team because nobody wanted to take a hot damn minute to pay attention for a woman. And I went off true crime. And I said, screw research, because even when you find out that the woman is fully innocent, it's all about, you know, discredit. Oh, I'm going to discredit my channel because I don't know the Darlie case that good. How much do I need to know? How much does a person need to really know? I don't know. Let's get a different picture. Let's just, I don't know. Let's go randomly pick another wound, right? Let's see here. We did that one. There's plenty. Hold on. I just get so upset. Let's get some of the blacker pictures. All right. Back of the hand. Now it's hard to see in this picture, y'all, because this is the original picture that they took. See this? It's all bruised back here, but it's not bruised here, right? Not right in here. All right, here we go. Let's tilt the shoe. I put this part in right now. I feel like we should almost, we'll leave it in. Let's make it proportionate, you know, to her hand, right? Can you already see it? Can you already? Look. See where the triangle is? See? He stepped on that part of her too. Look. He stepped on this woman's hand. So I started taking this whole thing. Oh, there's more. There's more. And I started looking at how she would have been laying. She would have fallen flat back from heel, trust fall, and hit that pavement or that floor so damn hard. And then somebody stepped on this hand here and then stepped on her arm. And I believe they stepped on her chin and lifted it and gave that slash in this direction. Let's get that draw thing back out. We'll go red this time so you can see what I'm saying. And we're going to get on that picture. Okay, hold on. There's so much to this. My heart's beating really fast. I've sat on this too long, and I know it. Okay, let me see where I shared that one where. Oh yeah, that's the other arm. We're going to get into that. See, I've piled so much stuff on here you can't even see. Whoop. How do I do that? Off. Okay, let's shrink this down. Where's the hospital picture? I wanted you to see that. Where her throat is cut. That's why I said this is not prepared that professional. And I should, you know, but I'm not into having to impress anyone. I just want the information out there. All right, I'm being lazy. We'll just go grab it. Here we go. Excuse me. My throat chakra is trying to close. All right. See the cutting? So, I believe that she was a stick person laying on the ground like this. And I think her arms are like this. And I think that the husband steps, I feel he steps here. This arm, the hand is over, so that's the thumb. And then these are the fingers. So this hand, this is the thumb. Okay? You follow me. Just think, some people think I'm an artist. Okay, here we go. So then he steps here and here. And also right here. And he takes his knife and he slashes her here. And the tip of the knife scrapes through there. Right here. All right, so let's leave that. Let me see here, y'all. I want to get another wounded picture. And let's do some work. We've done this one. That's the hand. Okay. Whoop. Didn't mean to do that either. Okay. Different picture. We've got this mark on the inside of the wrist. Let me go back to the right tool. Now, here's what I did. Here's what we're going to do. I want you to look very closely. Very closely. Let's get everything else out of our way. Let's just get everything put over here for a minute. Okay? I just want you to look at this picture of Darlie's wrist. Now, this more likely, that puncture wound is more likely an IV mark. I'm not worried about that. I want you to look at the bruising. So I took this little thing. I'm going to do it for you. I'm not going to show you what I did. I'm going to do it for you. Okay? And we're going to outline. Do you see it? Boom. And even more discoloration like that. And then look. It even goes like this. And then wherever it kind of disappears, right? Okay. Do you see the shoe? I wonder if I turn this, right? However, her hand is bent. And this is, you know, the shoe is tipped. So it's very hard. But you can see my point. You can clearly see my point, Lucy. Just say it. There's the triangle. And if the shoe bent over, right as you stepped, it curves, which I can't do. Now let's take everything off. How do I do that? Let's just go like this. Go, gone. Boom. Boom. Do you see it? There's the triangle. There's the curve of the sole. So, let's see what else. Should we just skip this stuff? Oh, here's one. Oh, yeah, this one. Okay, y'all. Oh, we did that one. We did that one. You can see the triangles, right? You can see the marks. You can see the shoe. What's this little thing I made? Oh, that's another area on her where you can see the diamond pattern. So, what's this one? Okay. Just checking to make sure I did it. I'm not going to get into a whole bunch of other stuff. I want you to know these are Darin shoes. These are Darin shoes. Oh, here's one. Oh, yeah, this one. I told you, she's covered. She's covered. Do you see this? You can see the shoe print. You can see the damn toes of the shoe. Look. Look, 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 look. Do you see it? So if you go through the, well, do I do it? Do I do it? Do I do it? Well, I want to be able to show it to you different ways. So we're just going to keep going this way. All right. That's a lampshade. I don't even know why I brought that up. Hold on. There was a sock long ways away and like a block away. And it had blood on it, just a little bit, not much, just a speck. And Darlie only would have had approximately 8 minutes from the time that the son was attacked. Darin was with her for 5. The cop was with her for 1.5 minutes, and she was on the phone to 911. She had no opportunity to leave the home, and she would have had to done it after the death of the children to get rid of the sock because it had the child blood on it. Okay, hold on. I want to show you something, but I gotta find it. You know how it is. You have to bear with Mama Day. Give me a minute. Oh, yeah, I can even show you where... Oh, it's going to get so... Y'all, warning, 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 warning. I'm going to have to show you some stuff. It's going to get ugly. I mean that. I don't even want to do this, but I got to. Oh, I can't take all that. Okay, we'll take that one. That one. There's the sock. We'll take that. Okay. Here's the one of the knives. I say one. That. Okay. Now, the knife never even had both boys' blood on it. It only had one and Darlie's. So how'd the other child get murdered if the knife wasn't used? See this? Whose paw print is this? Right? Okay, here's the knife. Darlie is not denying she picked up the knife. Or she woke up with it. She doesn't know. She looked down, she had the knife in her hand. Well, I think when she came to after getting a slicing that she was intended to die in, I mean, if the woman is after life insurance, Darin has exceptionally outrageous high life insurance. The boys each had $10,000. It took $14,000, something like that, to bury these poor children. That's that sock with the little bit of blood, right? A block away. Okay. This, my lovelies, is where Darlie, I believe, was knocked onto her back. You can see, to me, and this is just my humble opinion, her knee print, where she came up and was kneeling here, trying to gather herself. You can see the blood. All of this blood is horrific. but I think that's the kitchen. Darlie also had not only a stab on her arms, she had cuts across her fingers, which are defensive wounds. Yeah, look at that. That's the other one. There's another one. There. I knew I'd find it. There's so many bruises on this poor woman, and her children are dead. She's sitting in death row. All right, here you go. Do I got to show it to you? Do you got me, do you really need me to show you this heart-shaped right here? Because look at the sole of the shoe. You can see what it does. Right? Do you see it? You see it? Let's make it the size it would be if it was a man's shoe. Right? Now, this isn't exact. This is just, I'm just saying. And let's crop it. Let's get this, let's see. Whoop, didn't mean to do that. Hold on, I know y'all are hearing that a lot because I'm not that skilled with this stuff when I'm nervous. When I'm home alone, I could be doing this all dang day and not have a problem. All right, see that? See how the sole actually goes up right here and it doesn't go as high over here? Oh, I can't even make it up. Let's get yellow. Let's get yellow. All right, let's draw it. Ooh, but not as high over here. And then it goes around her elbow, right? Look. You see it? Whoever did this to Darlie was wearing these shoes. And guess what? There's one speck of blood on these shoes. One speck. Darlie's. One speck. Do you think this guy may have put his shoes on naked because he slept naked? Trust me, this whole thing went down with Darin trying to get his pants because he slept naked. So he comes downstairs naked. He mounts his wife. She's all drugged up, don't know what's going on. She gets up, starts following him. Boom. He turns around and assaults her. Now she's out. Right? Then he takes his shoes off and completely butt-ass and barefoot, naked, kills his 2 children, runs upstairs, thinking she's dead. And all of a sudden, she starts yelling hysterically, Darin! Right? Coincidentally, the wine glass she used was shattered on top of the blood. So you tell me, did Darin cover his ass? Or did Darlie do all this to herself and murder her children? Did she do it? Oh, here's one we didn't look at. Oh, yeah, this is a good one. All right, let's look at the heel. Let's look at the heel. Let's turn it. Like doing a puzzle work here. Okay, we got to do that whole thing. All right, so you can see I broke out a part of the heel, or a part of the shoe. So where'd this come from? Is it part of the swish? It's part of the swish. Yeah. That's what I think this is. I think this is somehow part of the swish. But let's float up, try to figure it out. So we've got there's that opening. So it's got to be either, and it's got these little side things right here. It's the toe. It's the only place that has real tight. Okay, so we're going to crop it. See, I'm just going to figure it out with you while you're here. Okay, we cropped it. Let's turn it. Okay, so it would even have to be, or it could be the other shoe, right? But see where the little tiny tight marks are? He stomped his wife thinking she was dead. He stomped the living shit out of her. And then he went and killed his 2 boys. All in my opinion. All right, you guys. We could go on and we could be like, read all this stuff I wrote at one time where it's the back history, but I don't see the point. I just don't see the point. There's so much more to this case I could dig into. We could go on for days, but you know, I think I just want to stick to that. Make sure that the Innocence Project realizes that these bruises on this woman align with that tennis shoe. And she could not have put that shoe on her own foot and stomped her own arms. So, be pretty coincidental if she killed her children and somebody did this to her too. Right? I mean, and you know, they said, well, she didn't have these bruises when she was in the hospital. I told you guys, it takes time for these bruises to show up. Let's see. One of these talks about that. Let me see which one of it is. Because they're delayed. Okay, yeah. All right, here's the part. Oh, I'm sitting on my foot. Okay, here's the part. The age of the bruise. Although there is no firm rule of determining the age of a bruise, there seems to be some consistency of bruise development over time. Colors of bruise change from the outer perimeter inward, initially having a reddish bluish appearance, progressively quickly to purple and black, followed by green, then yellow as it heals, and yellowing may be seen up to or within 7 to 10 days approximately. The bruise may reflect the imprint of a sole of a shoe if it is distinct, as in a lunged pattern on a boot. May leave a curved imprint bruise. I've told you we got curving all over. Typically seen on extremities, forearms, upper arms, hands, and even the feet and legs. And that comes from this forensic medicine, if you were wondering. So, this is also from there. Factors that affect the skin bruising: delayed appearance, aging, a site of trauma, shape of the object, degree of the force, post-mortem bruised, post-mortem lividity. Delayed appearance. Deep bruises may have delayed appearance as the skin surface. Deep bruises may require as long as 12 or 24 hours to become apparent, and some never do so. The more superficial the source of bleeding, the sooner the distortion will be seen on the skin surface. In a living victim, the second examination in 1 or 2 days may show bruising. And see, we didn't see it in the hospital. Oh, okay, well, she was in there for 24 hours, right? She came out. There was some slight redness. Yeah, it was deep bruising, obviously. You're in the medical field. What the hell is wrong with you people? In the dead, a further examination 1 or 2 days after the original autopsy may show bruises which were not previously seen and reveal previously faint bruises. Interpreting patterns of injury. Bruises are painful and therefore not commonly self-inflicted. Extensive bruising creates a presumption of assault. Let's read that again. Extensive bruising, no denying that, creates a presumption of assault. Accidents generally are unforeseen, and the injuries they produce tend not to follow a recognizable pattern. Injuries in motor vehicle collisions, almost invariable, include abrasions and lacerations as well as bruises. Patterns of injury may allow reconstruction of incidents involving pedestrians or allow distinction between driver and front seat passenger. Interpreting stab wounds. Homicidal stab wounds are usually multiple. What do we see with her? Multiple. On her arm, across her throat, right? Since most wounds leave the victim capable of some resistance for a measurable time during which the thrusts are repeated. Single homicidal stabbings are often associated with drugged, drunk, sleeping, or otherwise potentially incapacitated victims and are almost always aimed at the heart. Stabs in the back strongly suggest homicide. Okay, defensive stab wounds. Listen close. Defensive wounds are the result of the immediate and instinctive reaction of a victim to ward off anticipated injuries and may be seen in both homicide and accidental deaths. The resulting injuries may be stabs or slashes or both. Defensive wounds continued. Deep cuts to the palm of the hand and the palm side of fingers, right? So turn your fingers, turn your palm up, look at your fingers. That's what Darlie had. Irregular and ragged cuts result from the hand held in a gripping position caused the palm skin to become loose and folded, and that's what we see on her neck. They may be duplicated by the thrust and withdrawal of a weapon. I have a severe thunderstorm, y'all. So, penetration of the hand or arm is also a defensive wound. The absence of defensive wounds does not exclude homicide, since the victim may be incapable of effective defense. Let's see what I have here. Oh, I don't want to read that. That's somebody's comments. Suicidal stab wounds. Here we go. Suicide by stabbing is distinctive. Usually, it's in a location and direction accessible to the victim, typically grouped in the pit of the stomach. Use of one hand is indicated by a consistent direction of penetration. Multiple wound tracks extending from the same slit in the skin reflects partial withdrawal of the weapon and further thrust, possibly trial feelers. Defensive wounds do not occur in suicide. Multiple scattered wounds weighs against suicide unless there was a serious mental illness. I just showed you guys. Just saying. Just saying. Why is Darin's tennis shoe stamped all over Darlie's body? Why? I ask you, is this woman on death row for the murder of her 2 children? Please, somebody, help her. I hope this information gets to the right people. I hope that it brings light that Darin may have got away with attempted murder, brutal attempted murder, brutal assault of his wife, and the 2 deadliest attacks on his own sons. He may have got away with it unless somebody does something, right? Just saying. All right, my lovelies, it's time to jump over to the other live. I love you. I thank you. I hope this helps you all. It all happened to be that somebody was kind enough to give me this case 3 years ago. And I followed up on it, and that's what I've come up with. I can't say it's proof because I'm not a court of law. I can't say it's evidence, but I can say it draws a huge question for the courts to review. And is it newly discovered? Is it? Oh yeah, it is. I love you guys, and I hope to see you again. We're going to start about 5 minutes late with the thunderstorm. I'm going to reboot because I see my computer keeps doing that little flash thing, so I'm going to reboot. But yeah, there's no way. You're right. You're right, Gypsy Rose. I thank you guys for allowing me to share what I feel is absolutely disturbing. I mean, like I said, when I saw the pattern of bruising, I recognized a pattern over and over. And I'm like, what's making that mark? So I went into the evidentiary files. I found the shoes. And I'm like, I'll be damned. I need the sole. I need the sole of the shoe. So the seller actually sent me the bottom of the damn shoe. And this is the bottom of this shoe that's in evidence. The exact bottom. They only made one bottom on the bottom of this. So only one sole. Yeah. It's got that triangle. No denying it. It's got that V where this is higher, this is lower. This is a fingerprint left all over his wife's body. These are his shoes. And guess what? There's a drop of blood. Darlie's blood. One tiny little drop of Darlie's blood. This son of a bitch, in my opinion, took these shoes off after thinking he'd murdered his wife. And then turned that onto the kids. That baby didn't die. Little baby Drake. Because his mother was in love with that baby. And his mother wanted to raise that baby. Well, she got her wish. Daddy's mommy is raising that baby. And Darlie, she went to prison for life. All right, my lovelies. The other live is our triple giveaway. And I'm going to be coming up to Topside and letting you guys mull this over. I want a full discussion. I don't want you to hold back. I want to hear what you have to say. We're going to be starting a little bit late over on that channel, or not over on that channel, same channel. We have two though, yes. It's going to, because I want to get the reboot done. So I love you guys to the moon and back. Thank you.